Hello, everyone. My name is Lady Calmere, and I welcome you to my channel. I am doing my 401st presentation, and it will be on the god Hypnos. And notice how I said Hypnos and not Hypnos. We pronounce it Hypnos here, but in Greece, his name is pronounced with the silent H because they did not pronounce the H in the Greek, in Greek, sorry, Hypnos. And this is the oracle card that says sleep. Now, if you get a message from me saying, I want to do a reading for you, or a spell has been put on you, or I feel bad energy around you, it's not me. I'm not going to do that, especially charging you. I'm not doing that. All right. I'm not going to contact you. That's bogus. It's not me. It's a scam. So disregard it, report it, and block it. Number two, has come to my attention that most people on my YouTube channel that's viewing my content are not subscribers. So please hit that subscribe button. It helps my channel grow, lets me know I'm doing a good job. And without my viewers, my channel would be nothing. So please subscribe, and it's free. So Hypnos, let me get to this card. It comes from The Gods and Titans by Stacy DeMarco, illustrated by Jimmy Matten. You can get it on Amazon, eBay, uh, your bookstore, maybe Barnes and Nobles, or your local occult store or New Age store. So check it out. And it's a really nice card. And this card is sleep. And he is the god of sleep. And he's actually a son of a primordial. She's above a titan. Okay, so you have like the titans, right? And what's older than the titans are the primordials. And she is Nyx. Her name translate as night. The older, so the older stories and the older sources, like the Hesiod and Asclepius and the Seneca Heracles, and notice I said Heracles and not Hercules, list no father, that she gave birth to him by herself, and she gave birth to twins, and his twin brother is Thanatos. Now later we see that, like Cicero then, what's his name, Cicero then Natura says, yes, it's Nyx, which means night, and it was primordial, another primordial, Erebus, the darkness. That's what he is. Erebus is the father. But earlier sources and many sources, most sources will say he has no father. So Thanatos is a peaceful death. Thanatos, I did a presentation on him. He is death, but a peaceful death. Where Hypnos is a temporary sleep. Thanatos for this body is like eternal sleep. Well, it would seem eternal sleeping, that you go to sleep and you never wake up. Erebus, his home is in a dark world where he actually dwells in the darkness beyond the gates of the rising sun. Sounds like a cool metal song, like a black metal song. Beyond the gates of the rising sun. No, but it sounds pretty cool. I'm a metalhead, so he dwells in darkness. He's not evil. Is he approachable? Yes. He's the one that helps all mortals sleep, all animals, insects, including gods, and he put Zeus, who's pronounced Zeus in Greek, to sleep twice under Hera's talking him into her. And Hera is Hera, but again, the H is not pronounced. Remember that. Now his offspring, his children, is Morpheus, the Onerai, Phantassos, Ikelos, and Hypnos. He, anytime, like, he's protected by Nyx. Nyx protects him. Even when Zeus wanted to wring his neck for putting him to sleep, when he runs to the under the cover of Nyx, Zeus is terrified of Nyx to going after her. He knows he's not going to win. Nyx is going to, you know, punch his lights out. So Zeus would rather not go after her. He'd rather deal with Typhon again than deal with her. So would she win in the war? I don't think she wants a war with him. She is the night sky. And I've done a presentation on Nyx. I haven't done one on Erebus. So Hera is wanted to destroy Heracles. So the first time she goes to Hypnos, she says that Zeus has been working too hard and he hasn't been sleeping. Is there any way you can make him rest? So Hypnos thought he was doing a great job. So he says, okay, he makes the king of the gods sleepy. And while he was asleep, she goes after Heracles on a ship with his crew. And she creates so much problems that Heracles, whatever woke Zeus up out of his sleep, out of his peaceful dreams that he had, he realized his son is in trouble. And when he realized this, he stops it. So Heracles is saved from the wrath of Hera. Not his crewmates, though. And Zeus went around beating the gods in the palace. And then he went after Hypnos. And Hypnos runs to the cover of Nyx. And Nyx says, don't you dare. And Zeus, like, I don't want to deal with it. He does not want to deal with her. He does not want to deal with the wrath of Nyx. And Hypnos thought he was doing a good deed. He didn't know. So the second time, when Hera wanted to interject between in the Trojan War, Zeus forbid her. So Hera goes to Hypnos and he says, no way, the last time I put him to sleep, he just about wanted to break my neck. But she offered him the hand of Pasiphae, which she deals with uh, rest, and he really wanted her. So he did, but this time he did it in layers, made him more and more tired. So, of course, we know what happened in the Trojan War, and when Zeph woke up, he never found out what Hypnos did, but maybe he knows now. But even if he does know, Hypnos is just gonna run to Nyx. But Hypnos had to be persuade persuaded, uh, because Zevs can overpower Hypnos. I mean, so Hypnos is someone where we get the word hypnotizing or hypnosis comes from him. God, my eyes. I think my allergies are getting to me. So this is where we get Hypnos and his son, Morpheus. I'm sure you heard of, oh, what was that? The Matrix, where Morpheus is the one that awakens people. But that's where we also get morphine from, the name Morpheus. And maybe one day I'll do a presentation on him. But that's probably one of his most famous child. He in Rome, Hypnos is called Somnus, which means sleep, and his brother Letus in Rome, which again means death. So his symbols, his flower is a poppy, a torch. He holds a torch just like his brother Thanatos, which an upside down torch, and also a stick dripping with water, or his symbols. And of course, the poppy is where we get uh, the pain reliever morphine from. So I'll just read a little bit from this book. Again, this is I have to give credit where credit is due. Gods and Titans Guidebook, Stacy DeMarco, illustration by Jimmy Matten. And we'll go to Hypnos. Where is it? Okay. Being aware and spiritually awake is vital to developing our highest potential. Allowing full rest is vital to self care. I meant to say a branch dripping with water. Well, stick, branch, either way. Also, another symbol of him is wings on the feet as well on the head. So he has wings on the feet as well on the head. So that's another of his symbols. So let me get to reading this. Sorry, so go back to your notes. And this just shows I don't have notes when I go do these presentations. Hypnos, the Greek god of sleep, was born from next night, the Dark Mother. Artists often picture him hand in hand with his twin brother Thanatos' death. Often the brothers shadow each other in their work. Hypnos is generally seen as a benevolent and relief inducing deity and is honored for his place in well being and health. There once bribed him to participate to practice his art on Zeus so that she could torment the hero Heracles. But this was about as rebellious as Hypnos gets. Actually, he was tricked. He was told that Zeus was tired. But our world is busier than ever, and sometimes getting a decent night's sleep can be difficult. You can always call upon Hypnos to assist you in times where stress, study, worry, or insomnia has robbed you of your sleep. In our modern lives, there is another time that hypnosis favor should be courted if in anesthesia, which this is true. If you were undergoing an operation, why not give a little libation to hypnos prior to the procedure, as it is hypnos who will be guiding the hand of your anesthesiologist as he or she artfully sends you into a painless sleep. Now, here's the scary part about anesthesia. Okay, it goes in IV. It has no absorption time, right? If they give you too much, you're not waking up. If they give you too much, I mean, they're going to be there to just in case you get too much. There's going to be protocols for that, but that's why you want to give your weight and your height as truthfully as possible. Also, take note that if you're redheaded, it's also diabetics. It seems that you body absorbs it. It basically digests it quicker than normal. So if you get too little anesthesia, you may not be totally asleep for the whole period. You may hear or see things, or feel things, and can't move. Yeah, it's pretty scary. Okay, I was a vet tech. I had to work with anesthesia, with putting dogs and cats to and to anesthetize them so we can do dental or surgery. So we wanted their weight and everything, and yeah, and we were told the most dangerous part of the surgery, usually any surgery, the most dangerous part, depending on the surgery, was the anesthesia. So once it's in, it's in. And anesthesia can go through IV, but also gas. Sorry, but also it's both of them are be dangerous sometimes. Whether it's gas and you're inhaling it, and that's when there's absorption rate. Once it's in the blood, once it's in the IV, there is no absorption rate. It's already in the blood. So, anyways, if Hypnos isn't granting you his gift of rest and uninterrupted sleep, it will have substantial effects on your body and mind. Those who can't sleep experience negative effects relating not only to mental ability but also to metabolism, weight, concentration, decision making, and vision. Our bodies need to sleep and dream in order for our brains to rest and process things accurately, and also to heal. I'm going to throw that in. On the other hand, if you are sleeping too much, disconnecting from the world by slipping away with hypnos, you may be well depressed you may well be depressed, sorry, or lacking in energy, both situations in which you should reach out for help. You also want to be sure you aren't sleeping through times that may be important. We all enjoy sleeping and catching up on sleep at times, but we don't want to let it cause us to miss out on things happening in the waking world. Spiritually speaking, if we remain asleep to our potential or reality and our purposeful path, it benefits no one. Awaken, dear sleeper. So, it's suggested when you make an altar, because he does live in the world of darkness, you want to keep, maybe have something like cloth like this, or black or very like deep purple. You want to kind of keep it in the shade, or in some people suggest maybe in the closet or away from where the light constantly goes if you can. Uh, put things that would represent sleep. Some people like to put images like maybe something that looks comfortable to you, that looks relaxing, that you can just go to sleep. You want to make it like nighttime scenery, like the way I have it, like this. And things that you can give him: water, I don't, poppies, poppy seed, anything made with poppy seeds, like lemon poppy seed cake, uh, anything that induces sleep, like warm milk, milk in its general, but also some people like to give him warm milk. Nothing with caffeine in. Anything that types of food that makes you relax. I mean, where it's legal, where it's legal, how can I say it? Edibles and a rolled one. I have to be careful what I say. So I'm not getting any money, so I'm not monetizing, so I don't care. If I make money, I make money. If I don't, I don't. So anything that, especially indica, sativa kind of wakes you up, or gets your mind going. Indica, or you can think of like a hybrid, but definitely indica is the way to go with this guy. If you don't know, then you don't know. Things that are relaxing, like you can put your sleep medicines on it if you take prescription or over the counter, or even like Benadryl, because they said two Benadryls are like a sleep medicine. So melatonin products would be great for his altar. Now the water with his branch that's dripped in water is actually the water of forgetfulness, leafy. So it was basically a poppy stem that he held, dripping with the water of Lethe. Hypnos, it was pretty much depicted as a young, youthful man with some wings on his shoulders and some end wings on his feet. Now, also another thing that he's seen is a horn of sleep-inducing the flower opium. So he's seen with that. So he's the personification of the powers of sleep. And like I said, in works of the artworks depict him as with Thanatos and Hypnos, or represented as two youths sleeping, and both of them are seen with inverted torches in their hand. So just look for the wings. If you can't, so if you see a being holding a torch and it doesn't have wings on the hands and feet, then you know that's Thanatos. So Hypnos has the wings. So Nyx has many different children, and some of them are like Ker, Ker, which is violent death, where you have Thanatos, the peaceful death, or death itself. Now the Onoroi, sometimes they're seen as the children of Nyx, but also the Onoroi has also been seen as the children of Hypnos. So depending on the stories, the Isiod says that the Onoroi are the children of Nyx. When you look at the Ovid, now that's not as old as Isiod. The Ovid says, "Oh, they're the children of Hypnos." But in Isiod and the other stories, I'm just trying to think. By Sappho says that they're children of Nyx. So I just want to clear this up before y'all start yelling at me and saying you don't know your shit. So it's the Ovid that says uh, that they're the Honorite or the children of Hypnos. And again, you have Cicero de Natura saying that the Honoroi are the children of both Nyx and Erebus. But the older stories are saying that they're the children of Nyx. And they are the personification of dreams. They are the plural of dreams. So I don't want to go on to the ADHD train and get off topic. Boo! You're sleeping. She's literally sleeping. She looks like she's ready to fall asleep. Yeah, you woke me up. Big mouth. So, without sleep, we get sick, and you can actually die without sleep. You can actually, eventually, you'll get micro sleeps. Like you might be falling asleep, and yeah, we don't want to go there. So, sleep is very important. Sleep is very important so that we don't lose our patience or temper, so that we can get rest, we can heal, we can relax, and our body can recover. So, sleep, this God, is extremely important. So, I want to go and get something. Let's see. And read something. Whoa! I'm getting up so I can go get. Okay. I got it. I'm right here. Don't leave, y'all. I just want to read this. So now I'm going to be reading something from the Omer Iliad. So the father, let me see. So this is actually in Homer's Iliad. So the father, Zeus, slept unshaken on the peak of the Gargarin with his wife in his arms, when Hypnos and passion of Hera had stilled him. But gently Hypnos went on the run to the ships of the Achaeans, with a message to tell him, who circles the earth and shakes it. Poseidonus, or Poseidon, as we call him in English, but it's Poseidonus in Greek, and stood close to him and addressed him in winged words. Poseidonus, now with all your heart defend the Danaans and give them glory, though only for a little while. Zeph still sleeps, since I have mantled a soft slumber about him and error. Where did it go? I just lost it. Ah, man. I'm sorry. And error beguiled him into sleeping in love beside her. He spoke so and went away among the famed racism. So he could be a little bit sneaky, I guess. So maybe I have to correct myself. So there's another one from, let me read. There's different ones by Homer, and Ares speaks to Zeus about his son Sarpedon's fated death. But after the soul and the years of his life have left him, which is Sarpedon, then send Thanatos, which is again peaceful death, to carry him away, and Hypnos, who is painless, until they come with him to the countryside of broad Lycia, where his brothers and countrymen shall give him due burial with tomb and gravestone. So here's from, I'm going to look up the Theogony. Just trying to see if I could find it. So what else do I want to talk about? About Hypnos. Do people worship him? Yes, there are people that worship him today. He may not be known as more of the popular deities, but yes, if you look up online, there are people that worship him and they feel he's non judgmental, chill, and people say that they help them sleep, help them relax, and that you could call on his wife to help you to have relax rest and relaxation, and Morpheus to help you, and the Honoroi. So people generally will pray to Hypnos and say he's very approachable and pretty cool deity. Like, he just has this relaxing presence, and that he's very easygoing. So let's see. Okay. So Isiato, now I found it. That's why I wanted to talk. So Nyx carries Hypnos in her arms, and he is Thanatos, Death's brother. And there near the house of Nyx in the underworld, the children of gloomy Nyx have their houses. These are Hypnos and Thanatos, dread divinities. Never upon them does Helios, the shining sun, Helios or Elios, actually, the shining sun cast the light of eye beams. Neither when he goes up the sky nor comes down from it. One of these across the earth and the wide sea ridges goes his way quietly back and forth, and is kind to mortals, but the heart of the other one is iron and brazen feelings without pity or inside his breast. So Helios is the titan of the sun, And the Olympian of the sun will be Apollonos, or Apollo as we know him, or Apollyon, but a lot of people call him Apollo. So other deities will go to petition Hypnos to put someone to sleep so that they can be with them. Like, I'm just trying to think. Dionysius and his love, when they couldn't be together, they would petition Hypnos to put them to sleep. So, like with Selene or Selena, who loves Endymion, and she wants to be with him while he's asleep, and so that's the way she could be with him. So there's actually a story about that, and it's not in the Aeneid stories, but in Selene loves the handsome youth, uh, Endymion, and he was granted immortality as long as he's in a state of slumber, in a state of sleep. And she loves him so much, so she lulls him to sleep with his eyes open wide so that he may would enjoy the pleasure of gazing at them. I'm just trying to find that story, and I'm looking up online, and I sh- I'm admitting right now I'm just reading some things, and I usually do not read things because I think I do better without reading these things. But there are a lot of stories of hypnosis. And how long have I been talking about? 37 minutes. And I guess I'm doing a bad job on this, and I'm not trying to. But, anyways, so it was the lady I was thinking about, Ariadne, and I had a brain for it with Dionysios and Ariadne. So when they couldn't be together in person, Hypnos was petitioned to bring them sleep. So I'm not sure of a lot of if there were a lot of temples to him, and I'm being honest with that. But Hypnos is in a lot of the Greek arts where you'll see it. Anyways, I'm putting down my tablet. Hypnos is said not to sleep himself, if that makes any sense. From what I understand, he he just makes everyone else and everything else fall asleep. And As for incense to burn, I would burn very soothing stuff like lavender or lavender with chamomile. I would burn that for him. I would burn very relaxing scents. Whatever is relaxing for you and helps you sleep is something I would burn. Uh, you can actually use different types of noises like white noise, or they have different like pink noise, green, just whatever noises get you to sleep. Like you can look up pink noise on YouTube or blue noise, or now they have like I guess purple noise and everything else. So you can actually, when calling on him, you can actually use the sound in the background to help lull you into this meditative state in calling him. So sometimes they visualize him, and again, we're going to go back into the visualization scene. Sometimes he's naked. He was once on popular as on gravestone motifs, and he was popular in cemeteries and set like the monuments you see in graveyards and cemeteries. So they would put his image there as saying representing eternal sleep. I guess they had a thing against Thanatos. So a black light would be good, or like really soft dark lights around him. Uh, Scents that induce sleep, like chamomile and lavender, are very relaxing. It's actually good for migraines and can also be used for concentration, but also to help relax. So mixing, you want to use the essential oils of lavender and chamomile. You don't want to just use the scent oils that are artificial. You want to use the real thing. So even if you have lavender oil, depending on what you get, can be pretty cheap. But chamomile is very expensive, whether it's German or Roman or wild, and each one has a different scent. Trust me. Uh, I would go with the wild or Roman with the lavender. I mean, you can use German too, but each one has a different scent. But you're gonna probably have to buy it as dilute in jojoba oil, and jojoba oil is actually a wax, not an oil. So just telling you, it's gonna be pricey, very pricey. But once it's dilute, it won't be as pricey. And you can find it at Whole Foods, or you can find these ones at Whole Foods or Sprouts or Wegmans or I think, I don't know where else, GNC. You can find them online. So, uh, he, so those who are insomniacs, and I have insomnia, can do with calling on him to help you, or just saying a prayer to him and thanking him when you wake up for nice, relaxing sleep. He may even give you ideas on what to do to help you to sleep, or different meditations to help you relax and actually trick your mind in going to sleep. So he causes sleep through, sometimes he uses his branch that drips with water, or he can fan you with his wings, saying that he uses his wings to help those sleep, or uses his opium. So, anyways, so I hope you really enjoyed this presentation on Hypnos. And this it's also interesting that in the sleep, at different levels of sleep, when you first go into sleep, you go through what is called stage zero, which is called the hypnotic sleep. So the hypnotic, so you get through the hypnotic phase, then it's one, two, three, then REM. The stage three of sleep is actually the closest you will get to death with your brain waves. And then you go into REM, which is rapid eye movement, is when your eyes go back and forth. That's when you know someone's dreaming. So and then it repeats. It goes one, two, three, REM. You don't go back into hypnotic until you wake up and go to the bathroom, and then you go into the hypnotic stage, and that's one, two, three, REM. One, two, three, REM. One, two, three, REM. And it'll keep repeating itself. So that's part of something that I learned in psychology a long time ago. Anyways, I do hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. Share my video with your friends and family. And also, sleep masks are also a good idea to help you. So, another thing, go back, if you're still listening, sleep masks are also a great idea you, to put in the cover and put on an altar of hip, hypnos. So, sleep masks can help. You can get different types of sleep masks. Even if you have PTSD, try it, because I used to do sunglasses and now I use sleep masks because thanks to a friend, Joe. Thank you very much for telling me about them. And it actually helps. But you make sure you want to take it off when you go up to go to the bathroom, especially you don't want to stub your toe or step on, one of your furry friends, your fur babies. But sleep masks are great to use for meditations, guided meditations, and just to relax, and also for sleeping. So sleep masks are a great idea. You can get 3D printed ones, you can get silk ones, you can get weighted ones, which some people need weighted ones. So get a few. You want to get a few because that's a good idea to keep them clean and hand wash them. It's not hard to hand wash them, trust me. Just need a little bit of laundry soap and you could do it in your kitchen sinks, easy peasy. Start drying them in your dish rack, or you can hang them up. So you want to keep them clean so you don't get conjunctivitis or an eye infection or something. But sleep masks are also a good idea. You can get them in different colors. I use black, but you can get whatever feelings that you want. Maybe you want cloth, maybe you want silk. They're pretty inexpensive in Amazon, and or you can get them. I guess they sell them at Whole Foods, but you can get them there and get different types and see which one works best with you. You can even get stuff that you can cool down, and that's a good idea to also put on your altar to represent sleep. Um, some people use sounds and music, whatever sleep inducing music is also good for Hypnos, because he's not gonna, well, whatever music gets you to sleep. I mean, metal is not gonna get me to sleep. But that actually would wake me up. But different like soundscape music or what do they call these? Oh, I can't think. Like some people like the crinkling of paper or something, whatever. Anyways, I do hope you like this presentation. And just remember when you're doing laundry, look through the laundry basket. Don't just dump it in the wash and turn it on because your kitten or puppy may be in it. So it always pays just to go pick up each article by a little handfuls and you know look inside the machine, make sure no cat or dog jumped in it when you turned around because they're little sneaky little things. They can jump into things. So that's never happened to me, but I've heard of horror stories, trust me. So I don't want your cat or dog to be part of that horror story. So, and remember to spay and neuter your dog and cat. Uh, and don't declaw. So thank you very much. And as always, blessed be.